You're with Mark and Diane at Real Estate News and Views, and I saw an article about the appropriation of land in front of 185 Dunlop Street, Mark.
Yeah, it came a couple days ago. Pretty excited. They had that back, I think, several months ago, I think December, where they made plans to expropriate it and the successful council voted for it. And now it's in the process. So I'm sure the viewers or the people in the community are aware of the Island Princess being outside 185 Dunlop, which is Lack House, the newest development on the rail trail waterfront area. So I know as a unit owner, I'm pretty excited that it was a successful vote.
Yeah, you want me to share the article?
Yeah, I think let's just maybe go take the viewer through it. Talks a lot about who the owner is, which is Derek Battalion. Take us through the document, and then we'll go from there with it.
So, Barrie water lots being absorbed by city expropriation. So, actually, right, it kind of explains it a little bit better here. And this shows the island princess. It doesn't really look like a princess, like an island princess I would think of.
Oh no!
But
Oh no! It
no,
sure.
no. Two downtown Barrie water lots harboring the island princess are being expropriated by the city. Council passed a bylaw to that effect on April 30th. We kind of anticipated that, and now we're starting the process. It should be a straightforward expropriation, said Derek Battaglia, who owns the water lots and the vessels. The vessel. The guys will work out the detail. Lawyers will work out the details using the Expropriation Act as a guideline. Now, I think down here, the province generally defines expropriation as taking or buying land without the consent of the owner by an expropriating authority, in this case, the city of Barrie, in the exercise of its statutory powers. So they can, I know along different road fronts, like Innisfil Beach Road, they expropriated like 5 feet in front of my niece's property to put in sewers.
Right.
And they come up with a value. You need a couple appraisals. They come up with a value to that land, and that's basically what you get.
It's basically what you get.
Now,
Yes.
unless you pay a lawyer to fight, right? Because you can fight that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a process for that. Yes. Yeah, I think you can. Right. I mean, will this process with Mr. Battaglia and the city of Barrie carry on for some time? I don't know. It's possible,
It's
right? That
possible.
that green tug piece of crap could be sitting there for a year. I don't know.
Yeah, see the destination of the Island Princess and the price of the water lots are yet to be determined. It's all part of working within the guidelines of the Expropriation Act.
Mhm.
So he said he's unsure when the expropriation will be settled.
Correct.
But in
Yep.
the past, Battaglia said he would like any water lot deal with the city to include a spot for his boat, the Island Princess, which now sits in the water lots. It's 3,200 square feet on two levels. He also thought the Barrie Marina might be a good idea for it. Now, Rick Webster, a member of the Condominium Association for the Lack House Lakefront residents, said people there also want it to relocate.
Yeah, so let's read about that. The condominium board of the Lock House is obviously concerned about the parking of the Battalion's boat in front of our building, he said. Although the board has taken no official position on the boat or the expropriation of the water lots by the city, we know that our residents would want us to do whatever the board feels is reason to help Mr. Battaglia find an alternate location. Yes, everybody is thrilled ecstatically about this because I live at the building. That picture I look right I'm looking at the boat right now when I turn my head to the left and I can see the second level. And that's me sitting in my unit far from my balcony. So it is an eyesore. If in the reason why that one, it's an eyesore. Two, is that Mr. Battaglia has people living on the boat.
Yes.
And the clientele living on the boat aren't good. So I need to make that sure. They
Well,
have
and originally it came in the fall, correct?
It was there in the fall,
But there, when did somebody start living there?
probably when it's been here in the fall. So entire winter. So now that the summer's nice out, so we've seen as you can see by the boat, I can see it. So I hear all the activity. I sleep with my window open. So there's a ramp on that boat goes up and down. That boat is not, there's visitors going there consistently. So what do you, as unit owners, we see the clientele going in there. And Mr. Battaglia has been communicated by a few residents in the building to advise him of, do you know what's going on your boat? And he basically said, well, you're rude and don't contact me again. So these are concerns as unit owners. We don't like to see this going on, right? And I'm only assuming it's drug use. What they're not going for beers and sitting sun deck to work on their tans. It's not. The clientele visiting that boat looks like street people, looks like drug use people, all hours of the night. We've
And
ex
this has, well, to spin it to real estate as well. I mean, if you were trying to sell your unit right now or somebody in that area around that boat, like you can see it from nearly, I would think, every unit on the water side or
Sure, you can. Just gotta look up. Higher units gonna, go on their balconies and look over. You can. Me, I'm at eye level, so I can see it all. Up to the fourth floor, you could just see, a great view of it. So there's lots of disturbances. There's lots of noise coming from that boat. There's lots of every time someone comes on the boat, hours length, the ramp goes down. You hear this is continuously going on. So I don't know. As a businessman in the community, Mr. Battaglia is. Um, I'm really kind of shocked that um, he isn't doing nothing about it in a sense. Maybe he likes it to disturb us. I don't know. It's just
well,
me, it's not right.
so he did try to sell it because I asked you at one point, well, why, like he did approach, like the gossip is, he approached the condo builder that built your building, right?
He did. He did. That's again from people in the building that have communicated with me. Yes, he's tried to get the developer to buy it prior to the building being completed. I heard that the developer was interested in those lots if there could be a plan for like a mini marina, we'll call it, boat slips,
Yeah.
where I think that could be an attractive win for the developer and a win for Mr. Battaglia being successful getting a decent buck for his property. Well, that never came about. I heard the city shut it down. Again, this is just I don't have no proof on this, but this is just chatter going on. So he
But
back
there is proof in the past that he did try to make a deal with the city of Barrie for a pretty high amount.
yeah, the city shut him down. So they exercise this. And the reason why I think they shut him down, Diana, is because he was very aggressive on social media promoting what he's got plans for the boat. I'm going to build 4 stories up. I'm going to have a couple other ones, and I'm going to do this. City's not going to put up with it. Let's be honest. This is a public, trail that gets utilized, daily in a sense. There's no way
And he
they're
was
going to.
asking for a lot of money.
I only assume that because I don't know the amount, right? But
I
probably.
thought it might have been, I read another article and maybe in December about it, but um the condominium board of Lake House is obviously concerned about the parking of the boat in front of the building. You said that, right?
Already went through that. Yes.
Yes. Council approved a motion December 11th to have city legal staff begin negotiations to acquire part of lots 26 and 27. The motion also said a new capital project will be created for the acquisition or expropriation of this property and potential future acquisitions of other waterfront properties with a budget of 500,000 would be funded from the city's tax capital reserve. So all of the waterfront, those two lots and other ones, their whole budget's only 500,000.
That's a decent budget.
Well, it is, but it depends what he wants for it though. So he
No
could
matter what he
fight.
wants. Doesn't matter what he wants.
So
He's
he
gonna
would have the
buy
city would have to get a couple of at least two
two.
appraisals, right?
We're gonna get two. So
Okay.
Mr. Battaglia can ask what he wants. It's during this process, he's not going to be successful getting what he wants. I'm sure he can tie it up. I'm sure he can tie things up, but then you got legal fees and the whole bit. So
Yeah. So they want a park they want to do improvements to the North Shore Trail and Sam Conchilla Park areas.
correct, which is good. So
You sent me pictures of what it is now.
yeah, yes. So this proposal was Michael Hassey and Rick Webster have sent this in the city of the idea of what Sam Park should be. There's a lot of land there. That could be a beautiful public area, a beautiful public area in there.
Yeah, this is the proposal of what
Right.
what they want to put there, right?
That, yes, pretty much what it could look like. And there's right now it's just there's some
This is it.
areas there right there. So this is fenced off because the building there is not structurally sound, as safety to the community, safer to do that. But that park goes further down, almost right to Mulcaster Street, just before that plaza. So you got a lot of space there to do something really nice there,
Yeah.
right?
And this is the boat.
Correct.
So this is a land that Derek owns.
Well, I'm not going to say land because he only owns 3 feet of that land out there.
I
He
know,
owns
but it's
a lot of it.
still whatever you want to call it. And
Right.
this is the condo building
Correct.
where it's sitting right in front of.
You should have some other pictures to flip
I
through.
do. This is the dock.
So what I like about that rail trail is that we're continuing to see some improvements along the way, and I see why the city wants to expropriate that to make more public use, more friendly use down there. These docks were purchased by Lackhouse, and they're public, right? City allows us to put them there, public, anybody. It's not just for us, for unit owners and residents. It's for anybody. What a great spot where you can bring your kayak and you bring your paddleboard and launch off. There's another one further the other side where you can go swimming. I've seen people fish on there already. Great. It's great. So I'm really enjoying that part about seeing the uses of what this area is good for. They put some benches out here. Again, people are using them throughout. They got three or four. And then we got this green tug sitting there. So so this is the ramp that maybe go to the other picture now, and I'll explain it a little bit too. Now I'm going to get into the details of these are my opinion. So um, there's a city Barrie police boarding the boat the other day. Okay, they've had numerous complaints. Obviously, residents in the building have made complaints. Not just me talking about the clientele going in there of all hours of the night and daytime, seeing them going for 5 minutes and leaving within 5 minutes, etc. It's not for a bag of chips and a pop and sit in the sun. They're going for drugs. Okay, I can't prove that, but anybody in the right mind would say that, looking from what I've seen. So this has happened twice and three times lately with this going on. I don't know the outcome of it, Diane, but I see it, every day. Mr. Battaglia there's been unit owners that reached out to him personally on a cell phone and called him and to advise him what is going on this boat, and he basically shut them down. Don't call me, you're being rude. Don't call me again. Uh, no one's being rude. They're being aware of letting you know what's going on. Maybe he wasn't aware, Mr. Pillai wasn't aware. You know, if you're aware of this stuff going on, wouldn't you do something? He's aware of it. Let's just be honest. He's going to know the police
Well, with the multiple calls at this point,
multiple calls. It's going on. So this goes on all hours, and this is the bridge that goes up and down all hours. It's got
yeah,
to
this is the ramp.
right. So it's continuously throughout the day. Um, Unit owners have expressed on certain things on Facebook talking about, I'm seeing prostitution going on the boat. I'm seeing, again, what I'm seeing too, because I live on that water side, extensive people visiting the boat all hours of the day, all hours of the night. And it's not a good clientele. right? It is street people doing drug use on this boat. I
Well,
don't,
and you know what the problem is
that's
too, I
it.
guess, when you're paying a lot of money, like not even your like what you paid for it originally, but there's some people like there's been some sales way over $1 million.
1.4, 1.5, Dan, some higher. Like this is it's a nice location. You don't, again, if he would have shut his mouth in the beginning and maybe just, maybe improved it, but no, it's there for a reason. It's there to, you know what? I want my certain dollar money, and hopefully the owners will get together and give it to me and have a group and we have a meeting about it. That's the only reason that boat is there. Mr.
Well,
Battaglia,
why would he say it's a tourist attraction for what? What are you going to
yeah,
do on what is he doing on it that
it's a tourist attraction for drug use, maybe. Maybe he should have said that in the letter. I don't know. There's people bringing scooters up there, mopeds, motorcycles. You got to see it. It's a gong show. When I say it's a gong show, you have no idea what's going on in the public. What I do encourage people, because this happens all the time, day or night, in the evenings, if people are in the community walking by this boat and see criminal activity or something that's unsafe, report it. Just report it. I think public safety should be the utmost importance, and I would anticipate that the Barrie Police Services would definitely follow this up, or even go to Crime Stoppers, make an anonymous tip, right?
yeah.
It's something that, I see it every day, and I know people that walk that trail would witness it too, what's going on. I'm just more to because I live adjacent to that boat and I see what's going on in the boat. And it's not right. And it's not right that Mr. Battaglia is aware. Maybe he doesn't want to be aware and he's shutting down people, but maybe this will help Mr. Battaglia at the end of the day. Maybe we'll make him more aware of what's going on. So, and now the general public of the community of Barrie has some information on the boat.
Well, and I know a lot of people have asked, even when I was driving around there with my son last fall, he's like, "What the hell's that thing?"
Right. What the hell is that thing?
Yeah, like people wonder like what is this thing doing there, right?
Right. It doesn't show a purpose. Would it be better in another location? Yeah, clean it up. Maybe have a charter business on it. Pe-
Well,
ma-
that's why I'm saying when he says it's a tourist attraction, I'm wondering in what manner.
Not the way
Like,
it sits today, Dan.
no, if you were going to go out and you were going to take people around the bay and do like dinner, like, you know how they do isn't it Midland where they do those like dinner cruises and
Yeah. That'd be great for the city of Barrie to have something like that.
yeah.
But the boat just shouldn't be parked in a residential condo building up front, right? That's
Well,
that's
especially in the state that it's in right now.
correct. Correct. It's not a good thing. So, um, yeah, that's all I'll say. I'm not a big fan of it.
No, I
So,
wouldn't be if I was looking outside every day and
no,
seeing that.
no, no. So the expropriation date can't come fast enough. Yeah, it can't come fast enough. This thing needs to disappear, hopefully.
Unfortunately, I think just with the history of how this has all went down, I'm thinking it's going to take a bit.
I do too. It's going to take a bit. And I really think it was done in a malicious way too, right? It really was. Give me my money and I'll leave. But if you don't give me my money, I'm going to harass you. That's only why. That's the only reason that boat is there. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Well, and you know, the more you guys bitch and complain, it's working, right?
100%. But now it's not working in his benefit anymore because it's going to be expropriated.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we talked enough about the Island Princess, what a great tourist attraction is to Barrie.
Yes.
Looking for drug use and stuff like that, just walk by that and you'll see it.
Perfect.
Can't say it any better than that. All right. See ya.
See ya.